Let me bring in Valeria Giannotta. She's the director of CESPI's Observatory on Türkiye, and she joins me now in the studio. Thank you, Valeria, for being with us here today on this very momentous occasion. We are currently seeing Türkiye re-emerge as a global power, aren't we?
Yes, we are. Actually, this is a transformation of Türkiye's stance globally and also regionally. As I mentioned before, Türkiye's main aim is just to establish the axis of Türkiye by pivoting on the connections into the multilateral organization and also by protecting its own interests, because Türkiye nowadays, more than before, is pretty much aware of the geographical needs coming from the region, and also it needs to engage through dialogue with the neighbors. And this marks a huge difference comparing to the past, because before, in the first steps of the foundation of the Republic of Türkiye, Türkiye has been just protecting itself in a sort of isolationism by pivoting on the motto that there is peace at home, peace in the world. So not interference that much internationally and regionally, also opting for a sort of neutrality in international affairs. And this has played a crucial role for Türkiye also in that time. But for sure the global environment and the international system has been changed. And Türkiye and Ankara currently is also using the opportunities coming from the region after the withdrawal of the US. For example, there is huge and important vacuum to fill, and Ankara has a smart power with a correct combination, a balanced combination of soft power and hard power is a key actor in doing this. Moreover, Türkiye is aiming at play a mediator role in the region, as it has been evident along the Black Sea crisis, when Ankara stood up as the main stakeholder of the grain corridor, a success that was acknowledged by the whole international community and UN as well. We shouldn't neglect that here in Istanbul it was established the UN headquarters for managing the grain corridor. And I think along the current and unfortunate crisis which is erupting in this region again, Türkiye is aiming at building up on this mediation by proposing a multilateral mechanism in order to provide...
We do see Türkiye often stand up and put itself forward to play a mediating role in any crisis in the region, because geographically we are situated in a part of the world where we do see various crises taking place around us. An example was the war in Ukraine. We are currently seeing that unfold with the conflict that is currently happening in Gaza. We did hear the Foreign Minister Hakan Fidan say that Türkiye is ready to be a guarantor in this crisis. What's your analysis of Türkiye's position on the current crisis in Gaza and what we've been hearing from Erdogan in recent days?
Well, Türkiye is, I think, the only vocal actor who is standing up by calling the global attention on the humanitarian catastrophe which is going on. And again, this brings us back to the urgency of reforming the UN system. When it comes to the composition of UN Security Council, for example, the 5 permanent members with veto power, they constantly block and prevent any solution, any ceasefire. And in this regard, President Erdogan has played a great role by saying that the world is bigger than 5, by trying to offer some more options in order to give voice to the other states, for example, states from the Middle East, from Africa, from South America, from Asia, that they are not equally represented within the UN Security Council. So we need a fairer world. But in order to achieve this, we need also a big effort by the international community that, according to this current crisis, it seems a bit stuck behind some ideological or state interest vision. When we speak about UN, I would like also to remind the great role of the First Lady, Emine Erdogan, because she was the main promoter of the Zero Waste initiative, that it has been taken as one of the main project within UN very recently, and also it has been acknowledged as the representative of this global initiative by raising awareness not just in Turkey but all over the world.
Of course, right. The Zero Waste Project is of utmost importance because, as we do know, it's gone global, especially with bringing the UN in. We know that the First Lady, Emine Erdogan, has also gotten other world powers to come in on that Zero Waste Project, which is making a difference globally. Let's talk about Turkey's unique relationship that it has with the U.S. We do see it have ups and downs with the U.S., but one thing is for sure, that Turkey is on its own path of independence, and it has significantly decreased dependence on the West.
Yes, I think this Turkey is more aware of its own stance in the region. It's one of the main stakeholders, and also of its own role within the multilateral system. We shouldn't neglect that Turkey is one of the main front line for the threats coming from the east and the south of NATO, of the transatlantic alliance. And therefore, within this, and also by playing on the fact that this region where Turkey is located is very difficult. I always say that nobody can be jealous of Turkey because it's surrounded by problems, right? And instability. So Turkey tries to design and to preserve a sort of strategic autonomy, let's say, in this way, that it's not contradicting to some extent the principle of the multilateral system of Western alliance. But of course, when it comes to bilateral relations with the US, there are some hot topics. For example, my mind goes to the support that US has been granting to some terroristic organization within Turkey, but also out of Turkey, such as the PYD, which is the sister Syrian organization of PKK.
Right.
And there was no margin of discussion about this. Also, when it comes to extradition of Fethullah Gulen, who is the mastermind of the 15th of July coup attempt, there is as well a sort of mutual frustration, I would say. And again, when it comes to some very hot dossiers, such as the F-16 purchase and the Turkish stance within NATO, but now I think the situation can be changed because anyway, Turkey has allowed Sweden to join NATO despite everything. So there are still some tensions going on. If we look at the current situation, for example, the ideological political stance that the US has been taking in regard of Israel, and there is a sort of immobilism in taking a very concrete step in order to reach a ceasefire. So this can be a sort of friction, but again, this bilateral relation has been made always, as you said before, between ups and downs. It's something genetic to Turkey and US, and they will overcome this as well.
Right. You mentioned the PKK terrorist organization and how the U.S.'s support to its branch, the YPG, has somewhat acted as a wedge between Turkey and the U.S. and has kind of fraught relations between the two countries. We can say the same thing for Turkey's relationship with the EU, can't we? Because we do see many countries, including Sweden, because that was one of the reasons why Erdogan did not want its accession into NATO, because they had the PKK lobby very widely in Sweden, and he needed his security guarantees to allow Sweden into the bloc. Talk to us about the relationship that Turkey has had with the EU, its accession process, because we did hear Erdogan say that Turkey has no expectations from the EU moving forward regarding its accession into the bloc.
Yeah, the thing, when it comes to Brussels and Ankara relations, according to the full membership of Ankara towards the European bloc, I think it has to do with the terrorist organization, the sympathy that European countries are granting to PKK or FETÖ organization, but moreover, there are some concrete problems related to the negotiation chapters. Because most of the negotiation chapters are frozen and blocked by the veto of Cyprus and some other states that they are supporting Cyprus. Therefore, that was a sort of misbehaving, I do believe, by Brussels back in 2004 by accepting Cyprus as a full member of European Union, while a negotiation with Turkey was about to start because it started just less than 1 year after, in November 2005. And since the very beginning, the negotiation was a sort of handicapped negotiation, right? Because Cyprus, as a full member, put a lot of vetoes. And so far, since 2005 until now, I mean, just one chapter has been open and closed, and the rest, is just frozen. And of course, the Turkey of that time, it was a totally different Turkey than nowadays, because in the meantime, Turkey has experienced a lot of crises. I mean, coup attempt, terrorist attacks, security issue, and this has created a sort of misunderstanding as well. And a bias from the European Union towards Turkey. We reached the point that currently the relations is out of the negotiation frame. I mean, the negotiation is still on the table, but it's sort of a deadlock point.
It's at a standstill.
Exactly. But meanwhile, I mean, European Union and Turkey helped the European Union to solve or to cope with some huge crises, such as the migration crisis. Indeed, in 2016, the agreement has been signed. But again, we face with some double standards because some promises weren't kept, beside the financial support, but it was also stated something related to update the custom union, visa liberalization of Turkish citizenship, the citizens going towards the Schengen area that are still flowing in the air. So I will say that according to this, nowadays, despite the fact that Ankara is still a candidate member and is a candidate member since 1999, after the Helsinki summit, there is a sort of a treatment considering Ankara as a third countries, I mean, the third parties. And indeed, the collaboration has been taken the shape of a transactional collaboration. Like, it seems that Brussels is aiming at using and having Turkey beside just on some specific areas out of the negotiation frame, which is still existing, by the way.
Okay. I want to look forward now because as we come to a close of the first 100 years of the Republic of Türkiye, a new chapter now starts for the country. We are starting the second centenary of the Republic of Türkiye. What do you expect moving forward?
Well, I think Turkey has gained back a sort of sense of pride as a great nation, which is not depending on the international organization, on some other global actors or some other state, is able to stand on its own, is able also to develop a great initiative at level of defense, at level of trade, at level of innovation as well. What I'm expecting Turkey to play a more crucial role in the region and international affairs. And I'm expecting, well, that will be my dream, to have an international system that may welcome the request of Turkey as a country who can speak with any side of the world and who can welcome the needs of the oppressed people as well. But I expect Turkey to flourish. I mean, I see also domestically there is a more sense of unity despite the crisis. The Turkish people have been proven to be very resilient. Also, the unfortunate earthquake that happened last February. I mean, on the positive point was that they proved the resilience and the good heart of Turkish people, and also the great help of the international community towards Turkey. So I just wish to Turkey a very positive and great future by pivoting on the features and the elements that concretize its politics.
Perfect. I'll end on that note. Valeria Giannotta, she's the director of Studi's Observatory on Turkey. Thank you so much for being with us here on this very momentous occasion on TRT World. We appreciate your analysis.